I'm Chad Leo. I'm Detective Grade 1 with the Metropolitan Police Department, and I'm here to tell you about my journey with colon cancer. I began having sharp abdominal pains maybe in the fall of 2021, and initially, probably like myself and most other men, I just passed it off and thought that it was just due to stress. About a year later, the sharp pains progressed. It got to a point where I couldn't keep any food down. So thankfully I have a sister who lived nearby, and she drove me to the ER. They weren't sure what it was. Their initial thought was that it was probably Crohn's disease or colitis. So I met with a specialist. They suspected that it was a tumor. They didn't confirm it until I got a colonoscopy. And they brought my mom down and they said, hey, we believe that there's a suspicious tumor. He's gonna have to go in for emergency surgery. I couldn't get scheduled for the surgery until the following day. Working theory was gonna be adjunct therapy, which would basically, after they do the surgery, hit you with chemotherapy, and hopefully within 6 months to a year, you'll be in full remission. So the biopsy came back and it confirmed that it was stage 3. So right before I started treatments, I had to go in, get a bunch of different tests done. My oncologist wanted me to do a follow-up PET scan, just to make sure before we started treatments, we knew what we were dealing with. And unfortunately, that follow-up PET scan came back with distant lymph nodes that lit up. And that indicated that it had now progressed to stage 4. That afternoon, started chemo along with immunotherapy. My family has been my biggest supporters throughout my entire life, and without them, I don't think I would have been able to make it through this. Close friends and colleagues that I work with that knew what I was going through, they would call, check in, or stop by. That really helped the whole process. My friends too, I don't think I would have been able to keep on fighting the way that I did. End of February, I went in for just a follow-up PET scan to see where everything was at. The next 24 hours it posts on your chart, and I just scroll down to the conclusion, and it said basically everything had been resolved. I was just floored. And the next day, met with the doctor and shook my hand, and he was like, "This is unbelievable," because it's becoming more of an issue. Getting the warning signs out there and making sure younger people are getting screened. I wish there had been that early on, so that maybe I would have go get it checked out. And I think for most men in particular, don't be afraid to go to the doctor, go get physicals, find some time to take care of yourself. If you're in good shape, you get good sleep, you eat well, any other stressors that come your way, you're gonna be able to combat it with a little much more ease. So if you start feeling some pains, don't ignore it, try to get it checked out.